Hello, hello, hello. So here we have a very short quote by Neville Goddard. Imagination and faith are the secrets of creation. Neville Goddard, Resurrection. Imagination and faith are the secrets of creation. You know, you look at any really successful person out there, the greats, people like Steve Jobs, his partner Wozniak, like him or not like him, people like Bill Gates, Elon Musk, all of these people. Now, these are successful business people, but you have all kinds of successful people who measure their success in different ways. Sometimes it's in business. Now, a lot of these may and do translate into great material wealth as well, but not always. Success is a funny thing. It doesn't always mean the same thing to different people. But you have the greats in the arts, like Pavarotti, the great tenor, people like that. You get the picture, what I'm trying to say here, I think. A lot of these people imagined what they wanted out of life, what they wanted to create, right? Caruso, the great tenor, was he a tenor? The great opera singer, that way. He's told a story about, he couldn't go on stage one night, and he totally yelled at himself. You're going to do this, you're going to do this. And he broke through to his subconscious, and he was able to do it. He did it right in front of people. Didn't care what anybody thought about, you normally think somebody like that was a raving madman. You see them talk to themselves that way out loud. But imagination and faith. So you have the imagination, you imagine all these things you want, whatever they are, whether it's to develop a great product, a new service, new ways of doing things. Elon Musk was PayPal way before any of this stuff he does now. These were things that changed the world, So they had the imagination and they had the faith that they were going to somehow do it. Now, even if they don't consciously subscribe to what we subscribe to, what we're talking about here, they're still doing it, and they still did it that way. Because that's the way things really work. And those are the secrets of creation, imagination and faith. Imagination, to be able to imagine anything and then have the faith that it will happen. Now, a lot of people think, well, they didn't just imagine it, they had to go out and do it. They had to have plans, this and that. Well, people like that are so strong-willed, they have that faith, such extreme faith that the things kind of happen around them. I mean, look at, I've been looking lately, I'm into technology, right? So I'm well versed in like the development of the home computer, things like that. And of course you get, people like Steve Jobs and Bill Gates come into play there. There's a great documentary, if you are interested in technology, you should watch. It's by Robert Cringely, Triumph of the Nerds. Fantastic documentary about the whole rise of this modern computer technology that we now take for granted. And many of us probably couldn't imagine living without. Those of us who were here before it knew what it was like before it. I'm dating myself here, but now that we have it, you couldn't imagine not having it. These are transformative things, and these people had real imagination, and they didn't necessarily invent this stuff either. For example, the graphical user interface on a computer. Steve Jobs didn't invent that. Bill Gates didn't invent that. Some other company invented it, but they had the imagination to bring that into their sphere of influence, their sphere of, just their sphere, and to be able to recognize it and then capitalize on it and bring it to the masses. That was an act of imagination and faith right there, that they were able to do these things. And they both did it in different ways and competed against each other, but neither one of them invented that. But yet they brought their own vision of it to the marketplace and changed the world. So, yeah, I'm a technology guy, so that kind of analogy works for me. You may have some other analogy that works for you in the arts or some other field. But it's all the same, really. It's all the same. You must have imagination. All the stuff today. Look at sci-fi people. Look at Star Trek. Star Trek had all these things that came from pure imagination. None of this stuff was real, yet they influenced the modern space program, technology, things like these devices they had, like the tricorder and things like that. These fictional devices. Many of these things we actually have very similar items today, which that imagination also then sparked the imagination in others who created it in real life. So, I don't know what else to say. There's a lot of imagination and faith in a lot of these people. They might not characterize it that way, but that's what they were doing, whether they realized it or not. How do you think a lot of these ideas come to people? Or the right people, in order to accomplish the thing, they get connected. These people get connected. It was really no mistake in a way, or so random that it wasn't random that Steve Jobs and Bill Gates came into contact with this prior technology that they were able to capitalize on. Right? And it's the same way with a lot of things. That's really all I can say. So think about that. Imagination and faith are the secrets of creation. Just like that other old saying, what is it? Necessity is the mother of invention. You see a need, you imagine a solution, you imagine it, you imagine that solution, you have faith that you're going to find that solution, that you're capable enough, and before you know it, there's an invention out there that makes everybody's life easier. It's a very similar concept here. So anyway, think about that. This is a very short quote, but it really, there's a lot to it when you really think about it. Imagination and faith are the secrets of creation. So I hope somebody out there needed to hear that. And hopefully somebody enjoyed that. Please comment below your thoughts on the whole matter. And please like and subscribe and share the channel out. Thank you.